All right, today we're jumping into a massive update in the peer-to-peer lending world. Levvy Finance just pushed Levvy V3 live, and trust me, it's a total game changer for their platform, so let's get right into what this means for you. Yep, you heard it right. It's officially live. The team's calling this the next generation of their platform, so let's dig in and see what's actually under the hood. And you know they're calling this a new era for a good reason. This isn't just a fresh coat of paint. It's a fundamental rebuild from the ground up, all designed to give users like you way more power and flexibility.
Okay, so beyond all the hype, what's actually in it for you? Let's break down the cool new tools you can start using for both lending and borrowing right now.
First up, let's unlock these new V3 tools. This is really where the biggest changes are. And it's all about giving you a ton more control and options than you ever had before.
Now this right here is a huge deal. Seriously, before you were kind of stuck with specific pairings. Now you can create a loan offer for any approved token against any other approved token. This just blows the doors wide open for all kinds of new strategies. You can get super creative with your collateral.
And check this out. You now have total control over your loan offers. You get to set the timeline, the interest rate, and the loan-to-value ratio. Oh, and see that little infinity symbol? A single click lets you create perpetual loans. This is a game changer because it lets liquidity providers just earn yield over the long haul without constantly having to babysit and create new loan offers.
Now, on the flip side, if you're looking to borrow, things are just as clean and simple. You just pick the two tokens you want to work with, and bam, the platform shows you all the available loan offers. And for a really deep dive, you can just click over to the liquidity tab to see every single offer for that pair. Super easy.
Okay, for all my NFT people out there, you can take a deep breath. The core process for lending and borrowing against your NFTs, it hasn't really changed. The workflow you got used to in V2 is pretty much the exact same here in V3, so you can just dive right back in, no learning curve necessary. But there is one really important heads up for NFT users. Right now, the floor price data for collections isn't showing up inside the V3 interface. The team has already said this is coming back very, very soon, but for the time being, just make sure you double-check those floor prices on an external site before you make a move.
All right, so a new version's here. What does that mean for the old one? Let's talk about the transition and what's happening to Levvy V2.
So here's the breakdown, plain and simple. Think of V2 as being in maintenance mode now. It's only there to service any old loans you have. You absolutely cannot create new loans on it. All the new stuff, all the new activity is happening on V3. To put it simply, V3 is the future, V2 is now officially legacy.
And here is the big deadline you need to know. The V2 platform is shutting down for good in about 30 days. Now that should be enough time for everyone to manage their old positions, but yeah, the clock is officially ticking.
So, what do you need to do right now? Let's get into your migration checklist. This is your clear, step-by-step plan to make sure this whole move from V2 to V3 is as smooth as possible. This is the most important question for every single existing user. So just take a second and think. Do you have any funds, any liquidity at all just sitting there on the old Levvy V2 platform? If you answered yes, then listen up. Here's exactly what you need to do. First, you can get to the old V2 site using the options button at the top of the new page. From there, you can manage any old loans. But the most critical part, and I really can't stress this enough, is that you need to withdraw your liquidity from V2.
And look, this isn't just me saying it. This is the main message, the #1 call to action, coming straight from the Levvy team themselves. It's simple. Get your funds off of V2 and move them over to V3, because that's where all the action is now.
You know, the team also wanted to give a huge thank you to the whole community for being patient during this big rollout. And this isn't the final version, not by a long shot. They're already working on some polishing and have promised that more cool additions and improvements are right around the corner.
So there you have it. Levvy V3 is faster, way more flexible, and it puts a ton of powerful new tools right at your fingertips. It really is a huge leap forward for peer-to-peer lending. So the only question left is, are you ready to go explore it?